Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6 with me, FalseSymmetry. I just about tried starting on this thing here, but I had a bit of an issue, fell in the water and then fell out of it completely, so I ended up flying for the intro, but that's fine. Anyway, dirty way to start the episode. We are at the westmost area, I think. This is west, right? Yes, facing west. Westmost area, pretty much, of the Hermitcraft world. Well, Hermitcraft town area, I guess. Concorp, I guess, goes a bit further there. And in fact, maybe even the northern district maybe goes out a bit further. But anyway, we are closest to basically the area we're going to work in today, which is the industrial district. But I thought I would start somewhere a bit different than usual. And we would take a bit of a fly over this district. As you may be able to tell, we have started building already, or at least started planning something out. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I really struggled with this episode so far, and I haven't even recorded it yet. I haven't even started recording it, but what I did do was try and build some factories in creative mode. I tried a whole bunch of things and wasn't happy with any of them, which is why this video maybe a day late or so, because I wasn't happy with what I was creating. I was really struggling with creating something that is a different design than I guess I'm used to. I've actually just noticed as well that these don't have any fences in them. I don't know if that's necessarily needed, but I just noticed maybe that is something he either forgot or was a design choice. I don't really know. Anyway, got completely distracted there. But yes, I really want to build a factory today, and I've said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do just that. We'll try and build a factory today. Try being the specific word here. Now, originally I did make myself a one of these things, which is what I use as like a measuring stick. Every 10 blocks I poke a block out. So there's 10 blocks there, 10. So that is about 42 blocks tall, I think. And I was like, you know what? That's a little bit too much to be on this platform. I mean, it's not quite as tall as the ice place, but it does very much sort of swamp everything else. But you know what? I was like, you know what, guys? Let's not plan. Let's not plan today's episode. Let's go right in, start building, literally off the top of my head, like I used to do back in the day. That is a super time-consuming thing to do. But you know what? I haven't done it in a while, and I'm thinking, let's just go completely just off of what we have in our heads today. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So I think what I'm going to do, so I'm going to remove these little markers here that were basically the same as the measuring stick, which measure 10 blocks. I'm just going to straight up just be like, okay, we need to, you know, have a column there, we need to have a column there, and I think I'm going to use a very similar idea as that one there, and this one over here, and perhaps even this one, pinch a little bit of this block palette. That's the block palette pretty much I was using, other than the stone bricks. I wasn't really using those too much, but maybe I should have, because I ended up using too many bricks in my design. But anyway, the idea is here is to have a doorway there and a doorway over there as well. And basically make it sort of have like a miniature balcony area. And by balcony I mean sort of like an area that may have like some air conditioning units, some chimneys, things like that. Not like an actual balcony that sounds like fun, you know? So anyway, I thought, you know what? Let's start off today's episode by me explaining how much I've failed at today's episode already. And then let me start building. So what I'm going to do is I'll come back to you guys when I've done a bit of a framework. That's what I'm going to do first. And that's how I build a lot of these style buildings in general. And I find it really helps. So yeah, let me build some framework, and then hopefully, if we're happy with that, we can start figuring out if it's going to look any good. And then if not, then I guess we can always change the episode midway and work on something else, I guess. That'd be a bit weird, but it might happen. We'll basically see. So now, am I really figuring out the scale of this project? I'm also having issues like that a whole bunch, and it could be because of the sheer amount of people on. This guy, I believe, is AFK at a farm of some kind. And yeah, I'm really struggling, like, getting rid of pillars here. Because as soon as I'm pressing shift right now, but it's, like, pushing me off. Like, completely. Like, look. You ready? It's gonna, like, shove me off. You ready? Like, I'm not moving. And then, like, I didn't stop shifting. It literally just shoved me off a block, which is probably, like, an issue with building. Especially something so large, because it's such a pain. Like, Granted, I am probably going to have to use scaffolding blocks for a lot of this, but if I place anything in the wrong place and have to remove it again, that's a big issue, and I've done that a few times already and had to like remove stuff. So today's going to be a difficult day to do this, so I'm thinking it may not all get done purely because of the amount of time I'm spending not falling off of blocks, basically, and server issues. So hopefully we should be okay. I have already found one issue, which was that we were interacting with the roof here. I didn't realise the roof was so far out at this level, so I've had to push this back. I'm thinking it's here now. So it's back by 2 blocks, and I think I'm just going to bring it round. So basically what I'm doing is literally doing the skeleton of this build. As you can see, sort of just the very, very bare bones of it. And then what I'm going to do is recreate the bare bones in single player and try and come up with just some like plain wall designs, or at least, yeah, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to cut these areas into like shapes, so into like different size rectangles, and in creative I'm probably just going to like create wall designs rather than the whole build, and do it that way. I think is going to be the best way to do this today. I don't really know how it's going to go down, but hopefully it does, and hopefully I've got enough bricks as well, because I definitely bought I think Cobfan out of all the bricks in the brick shop, so let's hope I don't run out of those, because goodness knows where I'm going to find loads of bricks, that is for sure. Well, that's enough planning and rambling for now. We have the scaffold. Look at the scaffold. I mean, not scaffold, the framework. Framework, yes, that's the one. And I actually figured out that, yeah, when I was originally planning this build, part of the reason it went so wrong, well, not a big part of the reason, but one of the reasons, was that this part of the wall here, this side of the doorway, is smaller than this side. It's actually sort of a lopsided build. Let me see if I can get in the air and show you guys. And yeah, and I what I was trying to explain, I think earlier, was that it's sort of like a step. I wanted it to have a bit of a shape that you could see from both the front and the back, with this sort of little balcony, I think I called it, area here, which will have sort of a brick wall around it, I think, and then the sort of an area with like air conditioning units, maybe a little small building, like a shed. Maybe we'll have a shed on this on the roof, perhaps. I think a flat roof would be nice, similar to this one over here, because we've got quite a few sort of shaped roofs, and I feel like factories, at least when I think of them, have flat roofs with like things on them. Things that I don't know what to put up there, but things nonetheless. So I need to get myself some blocks together. I have also, by the way, found one of them invisible blocks again. It's right here. Can't place anything here. Can place it all the way around it, just not in that specific block. It's very weird. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, but that's fine. That's the interior. That's for another day completely. We're not doing any sort of interior today. Stuff that. This is already stressful enough as it is as a build, without me doing the interior as well. So let me grab some bricks. Let's grab some... Oh, I need some stone bricks. Oh, did I bring me stone bricks? Oh, I did bring some stone bricks. Perfect. Okay, cool. And some stairs. Why not? So I'm thinking, let's keep this simple, right? Simple is the way to go with factories, I feel like. Like repetitive designs and things like that are the way to go. So what I'm going to do, first up, is literally fill in these bottom sections. I like to think of factories, when you build them like this with the framework first, are a little bit like colouring in books, right? You know, the framework is the lines, are the lines that are in the book, and then I'm sort of just, you know, taking my little colouring pencil and filling them in. So what I'm going to do here is literally fill in all of these areas with stone brick at the bottom. And now those are done, let's grab the next layer up, and we're going to go in with normal red bricks this time. So I want the whole bottom layer to be stone brick, then this layer here to be red brick, and I think then it's going to go red brick all the way up, which I think just I think solidifies the bottom of it and separates it from like houses, for example. I feel like I don't know, I sort of should maybe look at some like real life imagery for like factories perhaps, because maybe they're not even how I'm even thinking about them. Oh, we've got some stone bricks as well. But yeah, let me do a little bit of this. We'll get some sort of flat colouring in, and then we'll add some I was going to say shading, but shading doesn't really work. We'll be adding some, I guess, small details in the walls, like windows and stairs and things like that perhaps. Okay, finishing up the front section, I want you to just be able to see the complete front of it filled in. And then I guess I'll show you guys how I like, sort of decide on where like windows and stuff will go. So let's take a look. Oh my goodness, that looks so plain and boring, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Nor can I fly today. Here we go. Can I land, please? That'd be great. This is the perfect little viewing platform for this build. In fact, look how perfect this is. It's like perfectly in front of it. Brilliant. So, looking at this, I'm thinking... And because it's wonky, windows are going to be very, very difficult to fit in this space here. I mean, I could fit two very, very slanted windows in there and there. Now, I'm thinking no windows at the bottom level. I think that is where sort of all the factory stuff will go at the bottom level. If we build anything inside, which I haven't decided yet about, by the way. What's actually going to go inside is the Nether Portal. Don't know how to do that yet. I'd really love some pipes and things to be like crazy in there, and you sort of have to get through them to get to the Nether Portal. Or I was actually thinking about doing some sort of more abandoned factory. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. But what I'm thinking is definitely abandoned, so we can add some leaves and bring in some life to this area because it's so dead otherwise. And I say it'll bring in life. I guess it's an abandoned factory, so maybe not. But yeah, I'm thinking window there, maybe one in the middle there as well, because again, that's sort of central. We could in fact have a window there and a window there. And then I'm thinking to counteract that, we could have it windows up in this corner, but we could also really, really nicely just keep windows on this side and keep this all blocked. And then when we get to that wall on that side, we can have that full of windows, and it won't sort of clash when you look at it diagonally. You won't have just windows surrounding the whole place, because that's what I think with factories, right? This one doesn't really have any windows. I guess the ice sort of counts as windows. And then this one doesn't have windows at all. This one has windows all the way around, but it's more of a storage area. So I think, yeah, we definitely want to balance the windows, not to have too many. It's not a house, so windows aren't really going to be that key. But they are going to be key to sort of adding detail to the walls. So with the windows, I think we're going to go with, who was it? Yeah, those kind of windows. Although I quite like... the stairs the other way around. I quite like them where it feels a little bit like the glass is a bit more held up, you know? So when the glass is on this, it's on the middle of that block rather than the very, very edge of the stair. So I think we want to do windows here. I'm going to have to get up a little bit higher here. So let's grab some dirt. I love to use dirt as well as the scaffolding. I know people are going to be like, False, you should just use scaffolding, but I like to use a combination because it means I can just sort of, you know, add the dirt wherever it's just a little bit of a stretch without having to like let the scaffolding fall all the way to the floor again, sort of thing. Maybe it's because I don't like carrying too much scaffolding with me. I was trying to grab those blocks. See, now I'm proving to myself that actually, yeah, scaffolding is probably superior at this point. But yeah, there's one window, so let me make the rest. They're all going to look exactly the same. And yeah, we'll add one more here, and then the other one's up top as well. Right, windows have been added. I should have got rid of that scaffolding. I've added some shapes up there. From directly looking at it, it doesn't look so great, but I think... Am I like going too square with this? I don't really know. You know what, I'm going to say that if there's any tweaks to be made with this, you guys will let me know, and I will come and tweak this in another episode. But, I mean, it just needs a bit more detail. I think I've got the bare bones done. I've just been trying to work out where I want floors, and I think I've decided this is where I want one of the, like, floors. I want it to, yeah, I don't need you to be able to, like, look over, because it's not really a place for people to, like, stand. It's more of a maintenance area. It's going to have air conditioning units and other gubbins that factories and stuff have, so... I think that it's better it being there than it is there. If it's there, it sort of feels like, you know, you're going to fall off or whatever. Try not to waste blocks. Try to pick everything up because I know that the resources I'm using, stone as well included, by the way, I'm running out of. Bricks, of course. I mean, everyone runs out of bricks, right? If you have any bricks, you're lucky to have any. Andesite, I mean, if you use it in builds as much as I do, then you're going to run out. And then stone, I mean, I use that every single 5 seconds. I'm slowly running out of stone. So I'm going to have to figure something out with stone. I'm not really sure what to do about it. Maybe I'll do some mining sessions. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on perhaps how I could creatively get some stone or something like that. Maybe someone, you know, sells them that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I definitely think this is definitely going to be the roof area, which is going to be really cool. So It's really large, so look how many blocks I'm just placing down just for the border, and that is it. And that would be using the brand new stair blocks to give it a little bit of some curvature, because that's what's wrong with it looking at it. It's the fact that it's like super duper, like just flat and square and stuff, which isn't usually a bad thing. In fact, it's quite something that I don't mind with builds like this. I quite like them to look quite angular. But yeah, I think it's going to really, really help if we can get some sort of curvature in here, perhaps. So somewhere like here and here, here. This is where scaffolding would have come in useful. My bad. I'm not using it. I know, I'm aware. You don't need to complain at me in the comments. It's fine. I don't need hashtag false use scaffolding, please. I don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. It's fine. Scaffolding is superior in that particular way I've used it. Right, so yeah, that. Oh, dudes, that's what we needed. Look how much difference that makes. It makes so much difference, doesn't it? Okay, gotta do that around the whole place as well then, blimey. Okay, so that and then filling in the floors. It'll take a while, but it'll be a bit boring for you guys, so I won't make you guys sit through that whole filling in the roof and stuff thing. Well, even though this build might not look super duper complicated and stuff, it has taken me an awful long time. So what I'm going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to leave it like this, and actually in a moment when I live stream, I'm going to finish it up for you guys. I'm going to spend my 3-hour or 2-hour live stream just working purely on this if I can, unless I finish early, in which case I'll work on something else. And I'll basically get this done so that when I then show you at the end of today's video, you're going to see this hopefully looking good, and that will mean that you guys will get to give me ideas in the stream as well, which is perfect, which is something I really, really love. So if you haven't come over to my live streams, I live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/FalseSymmetry. Super easy. You can sign up for an account similar to YouTube. It's basically the YouTube of live streaming. It's very, very cool. And I'll catch you guys over there in a future episode or future live stream. But anyway, let me go see if there's any other projects we can work on. I think we're done pretty much here for now, but there must be something around the place we can finish up. And I have remembered exactly what needs to be done. Something actually in our base. Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. Hiya! Dude, was that good or not? Did we get him? Dude, that was so sweet. Oh, my name's still sizzling as well. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Okay, I saw a spider down there and I was like, oh, the creeper. He can't be up there because he will kill us. Because I want to work down in here. Yeah, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do some jump cuts. As in, I'm going to work on this room by room. So we're going to work on maybe this room first, the smallest room first. Then we're going to work on this room, and then we're going to work on this room. And it's going to be super, super quick. I'm going to be like, guys, I'm going to work on this room. I'll come back, it'll be done. We're going to come back and it'll be done with this one, and then we'll do this one as well. And I'm just going to get literally on with it. I know exactly what I want to do in each of these rooms. I've already figured it out. In here, this has always been a waiting area for the train station, which is right here, of course. The Fantasy District train station, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be a waiting room. This is going to be sort of a little walkway through... and it will at some point connect to this, which goes up into the observatory. And then this one here is going to be the armory, where we imagined the guards would live. That has always been the plan, so I've already got my ideas in my head. I just now need to recreate them in the game. Super simple, room number 1 is done. Very, very simple indeed. Room number 2 complete. Got the little sitting area down here, and we've even added a little sitting area up here. Adorable. Maybe at some point I'll add lights to the ceiling, but for now, on to room 3. And for the third and final room with the spooky noise, we haven't filled it up quite as much as I wanted to, and we're missing armor. We've got some barrels down here. This current room is empty. I don't know what's going to go there. Possibly a recreation of this as well, which is the bunk beds. And again, some more armor stands and armory areas. Super, super basic, but I'm really happy with how this place has turned out. I've also connected this path up with here, and we've also got the paths coming out from these ones. And yeah, just looks so much better than it did previously, which was basically just, they were just full of grass, which, I mean, isn't really much to look at, is it? So there we go. That project is done. Let me go live stream, and I'll come back and show you guys what we get up to with the factory. I'm hoping we're going to get it finished and sparkling and looking lovely. One live stream later, and we have a build done. Now, I say done, not 100%, but it's looking better. But I am up for suggestions from you guys. There are probably little bits of detail that I have missed out that I haven't done yet. But let's spin around and you guys can let me know what you think. Now, let's have a bit of a fly around, because technically me staring straight at the building, very much 2D, doesn't really give you much. Not that this view is much better, but it definitely needs something. It needs something in these spaces here, and for some reason, I think it's just today, maybe. Some days, I don't know about you guys, but some days you aren't as inspired as other days, you know? You'll come back on the server and you'll look at a build that you've just done and you'll go, oh, I should have done this. So I'm assuming that will happen with this build, and I will be like, you know what, of course, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I am already thinking I could add little stairs in there to sort of feel like there are missing bricks, but I don't really want to do that too much because that can look a little bit weird if you use it a little bit too much. But I don't know, I also wasn't expecting the leaves to look that shade of colour. So I might change the leaves out for something different. These are oak leaves, and of course we're in a snowy biome, so I sort of didn't realise, or like an extreme hills, so I didn't realise it would be that colour. So spruce or birch could happen. Also, things aren't done. I actually ran out of bricks, so there's 2 very, very short chimneys, and there is this staircase, which I really, really like. I think it looks great. Again, not finished, but it sort of, you know, is going to look pretty sweet, hopefully. In terms of interior, and then I added this long staircase. So I actually really got a lot done in 3 hours. I mean, it was 3 hours, but it was quite a lot done, I think. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And of course, we need to figure out where the portal's going to go. I guess if I move it over and sort of center it over here, it could look kind of cool, but it'd be kind of nice to build something around it, or even put it on a different floor and have an escape hatch through the wall so people can fly off. So they're not, you know, I don't want to trap them in the top of the build or whatever and them not be able to get out or whatever. So, I don't know, I'm up for suggestions from you guys, let me know down below. A lot more detail could be added for sure. But guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. See ya!
When Stanley approached the end of the video, he clicked the subscribe button.